Hi, everybody. My name is Lorraine Chai, and if you don't know who I am already, I am the creator and the founder of Stringstastic Music Theory books for violin, viola, and cello. Oh, and double bass, not forgetting that as well. Now, today I'm excited to share with you all the new second edition books for our ensemble series. Now, our ensemble series are they are the only series that include violin, viola, cello, and double bass. If you notice, all my other series that I have, like the mini series for the young mini players, it is only designed for violins, and the graded series for those that are wanting to do exams, music theory exams, they're only designed for the viewpoint of a violin player. The ensemble series is the only one that's designed for the ensemble group, violin, viola, cello, and double bass. And the whole story, if you don't know already, the whole story was, if you notice, my first print of violin theory was originally designed for just the violin. So in the beginning, I only designed it for music theory for violin, but as I continued teaching, as I grew in my experience of teaching, and yes, I'm also a conductor. I conduct a lot of beginner strings. I love conducting beginner strings. So I do a lot of beginner string programs and string programs in schools. And I always end up having nice books for the violins and photocopies for the other instrument. And I kind of felt bad in a sense. And there were teachers they were saying, yeah, viola books, we would love the viola, theory and the cello theory. It would be amazing. But you know what? To support all this, right? A lot of students tend to pick up instruments like they pick up the violin immediately, they pick up the viola immediately, they pick up the cello immediately. There's not a lot of students that pick up the piano first like they used to back in my day. They don't pick up a second instrument, like they don't learn the violin first and then suddenly go to the cello. Sometimes, or most of the time these days, they just go directly to the instrument that they want to learn. Hence, it would be great if music theory was explained for them, like the workbook was explained for them in their viewpoint. Fingerboards, the way they read notes is very different. And in fact, string players tend to read notes faster than all the other instrumentation because we've got a lot of reference points. So that's why Stringstastic is here. Stringstastic is here to make life easy for all students and easy for all teachers as we support everyone in their learning process, in learning theory in a fun way. So the way that I've designed the music theory is it has information where it has graphics, friendly graphics that attracts the student to do theory. And 95% of the time, if not 100% of the time, students end up doing more than they should. Students end up asking to do theory more than they be playing the instrument in their lesson. So I'm so excited. Let's get to this. Okay, so the second edition. The difference between the second edition and the first edition is the first edition is designed where it's black and white. Okay. And I thought about it. I'm like, my sticker edition is the bestseller. The miniseries are the bestseller, but not every region could get them only because of the sticker problem. So I changed my ensemble series to colored. And kids love it. I study the way that kids learn. I try a lot of different things and I work with a lot of props and different ways of explaining things. So the way that I explain things in my book is more of experimental, explanation with my statements. It's not what I have brought up to study. It's not what I've been brought up to learn because my teachers all taught me the traditional way and piano was my first instrument. So if you notice, all of these ways were all experimentation of me teaching my students with incorporating of teaching methods such as the Suzuki method and the Kodai method and the Dalcross and all these additional methods, the Roland method and all this that I have learned and observed and studied. And the reason for that is my mindset was thinking about all my students. In an ensemble, when you have an ensemble, sometimes you have an ensemble where your students have different teachers, which means there are different teaching methods. And with different teaching methods, for me as a conductor, the way I look at my ensemble is no student no string player gets left behind, which means when I have all my string students learning from me in an ensemble from the very beginning, I expect everyone to improve about the same level as each other. And that means they understand the language that I'm using, they understand what to expect, they know how to read notes, they know how to read rhythm, and everyone stays together as a group. The moment you start losing someone's focus, they're not going to they're going to lose interest in being part of the ensemble. They're going to lose interest if they're too bored, because there's half of the group that is not as quick learners as they are. So I think of the whole group as a whole. And I always tell my students, we work as a team. No one gets left behind, which means if you have a friend next to you that has a little bit of a problem, you can only hint or help, but don't tell answers, of course. And that's how it is. So the beauty about Stringstastic is it's designed where the colors and the characters are not overwhelming in the book. It is welcoming enough, but it does not take the focus away from what the students are meant to learn. On top of that, I do understand that there are teachers that find it difficult to have time to cover the theory side in their lesson. So what I've done is I have created virtual video lessons for students. And let's face it, music theory is important, right? So I've created a virtual video lessons that go alongside with the ensemble series, and only the ensemble series, which means parents can purchase these video lessons and they can do these theory at home. They can do the theory at home with me explaining every single topic, which means you don't have to cover that side of it. And they get to do it. So it's like having a lesson from home and from the comfort of their home. And the thing is, parents can mark the books because the answers are included as well. But what I do encourage teachers is to kind of look through the book as well to keep track. Keep track on the progress of your students. What you can also do is you can also quiz them while they do the music theory with me at home. So that's the whole process of and the concept of Stringstastic, is which our duty is to help teachers and students as best as we can, as much as we can, and whatever capacity that we can in the learning process of music, in the learning process of helping them with learning the instrument. It's all about learning it fun, learning it in an interesting manner, and playing around with props, playing around with the different ways of teaching and learning. So if you're interested in the Stringstastic Music Theory books and you haven't already tried it, check us out on my website, as my website has explanation on it. If not, you can check my other videos on YouTube where it shows little snippets, bits of the insights of what you are expect from the music theory, Stringstastic Music Theory books itself. Otherwise, you can always look for a local distributor, as we do have distributors in Southeast Asia, we have distributor in Australia, and we also have a distributor in the UK. We'll be working on expanding Stringstastic soon in other regions, as we always and we want to. Our dream is to have Stringstastic accessible to everyone globally. If Stringstastic is not in your country at the moment, it should be on Amazon if you have access to Amazon. Otherwise, stay tuned, stay subscribed, and stay tuned for any updates for our books coming into your country. Otherwise, I'm so excited for Stringstastic. Stringstastic has only been so successful because of all of you support and all of your love from the very beginning. Those of you that followed me and have pushed me and encouraged me and have supported me in having Stringstastic as part of your life, part of your family. I do thank you from the bottom of my heart. And because of all of you is how Stringstastic is able to grow into what it is today in helping more students internationally and globally. So again, thank you very much. I'm sending lots of love from me to you. My name is Lorraine Chai, and I am the founder and creator of Stringstastic. Until next time, stay tuned.